Good morning. It's your boy Dax. Today is September 6th, 2020, if I have that right. Just wanted to jump on here and do something different today. I'm here at the studio in Miami, Florida, and I wanted to share a little conversation that I had with another shop owner a while back in hopes that there is some lessons learned here. So I'm going to share some of these lessons with you guys, whether you're a tattoo shop owner or you're just an artist. Hopefully you learn something through this. So I'm going to give you some context first so that you get a feel for the scenario. This was on Facebook, and the guy basically started off with this. He said, "Good luck not helping anyone and only hustling," right? This was a DM from one of my minions on social media a while back. Or maybe he's just some random dude that thought he was my people. We're just gonna call him Krusty the Clown though, all right? So he tells me, hey, what you're teaching is what I'm looking for in an artist. Matter of fact, before we move forward with this, drop a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We're in Wynwood, Miami. Also, drop a comment. Let me know how you heard about me, as well as what got you interested in watching my channel out of the other tattoo artists that are on YouTube. I'd really appreciate that, and that's something that I've actually been asking a lot of my followers, just to get a good feel for what piques interest. So we're gonna move back into the story. He says, hey, what you're teaching is what I'm looking for in an artist. He's talking about an artist that's in his tattoo studio, right? So he's like, hey bro, what you're teaching is what I'm looking for in an artist. Can you refer someone to work for me? Now, granted, I don't know who this guy is. We've never discussed anything. We've never talked. I don't know his name. He doesn't know me. We've never had any conversation together. So I tell him, hey, bro, I don't know you yet to endorse you. Don't take this the wrong way, but hey, if you would like to invest into the training that I teach for whoever you want to hire, let me know. Hook them up with something, the resources that they're going to need to like jumpstart when they get into your shop. At least that's what I do at my studio. And that's actually why I created the course I was specifically talking about, because anybody that we hire at Savage Tattoo, we give them this course so that they can learn the fundamentals. And not the tattoo fundamentals you normally hear about. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Moving forward, he replied like a fucking middle school teenage girl, all right? Super offended and turned down. So he replied like this, nah, not interested at all. Just looking for people with similar views on all that. We're too busy. Good luck with not helping and only hustling, all right? So I tried to help him. Probably would have even gave him some part of a deal if just for the scenario. But the fact that he just reached out like that really rubbed me off wrong. And as much as I try to give tattooers a shot, I don't vibe with a lot of these clowns. Now, here's what I mean by that. I don't vibe with people just because, oh, you tattoo, I tattoo, cool. I vibe more with people that want tattoos than people that do tattoos. At the same time, there's something to be said. Like, I vibe with people based on their integrity levels, their moral compass, not based on what they do for a living. I don't give a fuck about that. Like, you'll never catch me in a tattoo expo, in a circle talking about color theory and contrast. I don't give a fuck about none of that, man. I mean, it's not that I can't do that stuff in my tattoos, but that's not where you're gonna see me spending my time. Like, that does not get my rocks off. Anyway, moving forward, obviously I didn't vibe with this dude. He wants something for free. He wants me to refer him artists that have taken my programs. In actuality, those people that have taken my programs, they, number one, know more about tattoo business, about running a studio at this point. If they've taken that exact course, I mean, that's $1,000 course. They know that they know more about owning a shop than this actual shop owner at this point. And he doesn't even know that, unfortunately. But if they took my courses, like, they're not going to even want to work with you because they know more about it. They're going to be sitting there feeling held back like, 75% of the other tattoo artists out there in the industry that I don't know yet, right? I know you guys know somebody, or maybe you are somebody that just feels held back or feels stagnant in the environment because the shop owner just got comfortable and it's just like, here's my studio, it's open, and that's it. They're not, continually invested into their people in some kind of way. And so he's basically, trying to get, people that are vetted for my shop just to pass them over his way. In fact, and it's hilarious because it's like, that's kind of like you as a tattoo artist, somebody reaching out, you post your artwork online, another shop, another artist from down the street reaches out and says, hey bro, that was a great neo-trad piece of artwork that you posted when you said, hey, I'm looking to book more appointments. Could you pass the clients that are interested in your neo-trad to me? Because that's the type of clients that I'm looking for. And so I said, no. All right, obviously. Who the fuck would do that? That's dumb. So anyway, moving forward, dude basically just said, hey, in a nutshell, he basically said, hey, I'm a complete stranger. I haven't ever invested anything real into the relationship with you, Dax, nor have I bought any of your programs. So I don't actually know what they're about. I don't actually know what people are learning through these, but I've seen some of your posts, and you should do the hiring for my company because I'm too lazy to do it myself. And if I did hire artists, I wouldn't need your program because all of us already know how to do this stuff. Moving forward, he's like, so we don't need your help at all, but I've never invested into your program, so I still don't actually know if I know what I'm talking about. And I'm offended that you don't freely endorse me to people that have taken your course for your shop. So I believe that you're all about hustle and not helping anyone. All right? Fuck off with your entitlement. Like, that blows my mind how entitled so many tattooers, actually, we're not going to say so many. We're going to say this guy, all right? We're talking about this guy, all right? It blows my mind how entitled this dude's coming off. Because where I come from, you fucking carve your space and you earn that shit. Ain't nobody carving your space for you. So you earn it by building a real relationship with people and giving them something in most cases. This dude could have came at me in 1,000 different ways. From, what are you bringing to the table for this, man? You're just asking me to pass you, artists that are my students? Come on, bro. If you knew me, you would know how to reach out correctly. It ain't rocket science. And in this particular situation, the only way I would endorse this guy is if I knew that this guy had his shit together. But the fact that he got defensive over me saying no instantly shows me he's just like another one of those Debbie Divas that's in the Tattoo Shop Council group. And at the same time, the dude doesn't know anything about the course. In fact, this is what would happen. We just play out a scenario. Somebody who goes into my Savage Mentorship course, they're going to learn branding, they're going to learn marketing, they're going to learn how to specialize their services, they're going to learn how to double their hourly rate, they're going to learn how to double their clientele per month. What do you think that's going to do if they go into a studio and they know how to do all that from the get-go? And by the way, they're not going to do this stuff by doing the same traditional stuff that is in every other shop, all right? There's actually some things in there that you might have to break the rules to do. And I'm not talking about like a legal law, but you're going to have to break your mentality out of that whole tattoo industry, tattoo traditions mentality, and start to have a little more open mind and think of these things and try and test them first. And once you test them, you're actually going to find out, holy shit, why haven't I been doing this? Why have I been thinking that it works this way when it actually works this way? I've been in my way and I've had my foot in my mouth for years now. That's what a lot of people realize when they go through this course. And so, you know, if this guy even went into the studio, number one, he's going to look around. He's going to be like, this dude didn't invest into this place like me. Like I invested into my skills. I could probably sell better than him, market better than him. You know, I know more about branding. I know about the consultations more. I mean, there's so much in this course. It's a $5,000 course that I sell for $1,000 just to hook some people up. So it's like, if he would have went in there, he probably would have either, you know, left the shop, opened his own, or the shop owner would have got more defensive in some kind of weird way, or more in, you know how a lot of shop owners are. Like, they don't want you, you can't charge more than the shop owner. The shop owner has to always one-up you in some kind of way, which is pathetic. It's like shop owners want to lead an artist until that artist gets to a higher level than them, and then it's just like crabs in a bucket mentality trying to like pull you back down, and I ain't with that shit, man. So that's kind of where he was at. Now, my question to this guy, and to any shop owner out there that just, you know, they feel entitled to people do it. They want everything for free. You know, you got to pay to play, man. That's what's got me to where I'm at, is paying to play and working fucking hard, never giving up. And thinking outside of the box, learning from people outside of the industry. My question to this man is, how could you provide an environment for these artists to even consider when my graduating mentees know more about building business systems, generating clients, marketing, branding, consultations, and sales than most current shop owners? All right? He would have needed to prove this to me, but how could he prove this to me when he's never taken the opportunity that they have? How can I stand behind that? I'm not one to just, you know, promote somebody's product and lead my savage followers to something that I don't know where it's going. I don't know the integrity. I don't know this guy in any kind of way, so I'm not endorsing him. That's not how I get down. He would have had to invest into my programs. So I know that he's actually a whole artist and he's learned the skills that they don't teach in this industry that are missing. All right. In reality, these days, a man's word is all he's got, and I'll always protect mine. I want my people to go the right direction. I'll always lead y'all. As long as you guys follow and support me, you know, I'm going to lead y'all in the direction that I'm going or that I can help you with. It blows my mind how some shop owners actually put YouTube videos out there with false advice just to mislead people and confuse the people that want to learn on YouTube, because they feel like that they're all scratchers and that they all don't have apprenticeships. You know, it's just, why even give advice if you're going to mislead people? Like, that shit is nuts to me. Another question I would ask this guy is, yo, bro, like, why would anyone want to work for you when you're too cheap of a boss to invest back into your people? I just offered him a course, something to help his people when he gets them. He wants the people, and he wants the people that have taken the course. So why would they invest into this guy when he's not even invested into them? It don't make no sense. I mean, when people contact me, it's because they want help with tattoo business, tattoo marketing, tattoo positioning, skill development, sales or persuasion and consultation skills. Or they want to work in my studio and they just want me to kind of, our studio does a lot of that for them. And that's only if they want to get better numbers, get more organized, be able to show proof of income, get more clients that pay them for their style. And that's also only if they know how to invest into themselves and to the actual work. Because I can, you know, I have a great environment at my studios, but, you know, that doesn't mean every artist can succeed in it. If they're not doing what it takes to succeed, the right environment isn't going to help them. But if they do what it takes to succeed, the right environment will find them. You see how that works? Reverse engineer the process. When you're the type of artist that you want to be, you'll find out a lot more opportunities open up. But if you're waiting for an opportunity to become that thing, it's a lot harder to bring something to the table. It's just a lot harder to find an opportunity, because in truth, nobody wants problems. Like, a new artist is a liability in a shop unless they can prove that they're not. So the more you bring to the table from the start, the more you are the person you want to be. And the more you bring to a team and a table, the more opportunities you're going to have to choose from when it comes to, other shops, if you don't own your own. Moving forward, I got to say this. I don't vibe with tattoo artists just for the sake that they're in the same industry. In fact, if you've been following me on Instagram, which is where I'm more active, you know that, I am both in the tattoo industry and the fine art industry, and my main goal is to make a dent and shake up both of them. Tattoo industry, already doing that. Art industry, kind of starting to do that. So we're going to see how that goes. But when it comes to people, when it comes to friends, when it comes to just, matter of fact, I don't even have friends these days. I got allies, and the difference is this. This is something that I learned through Tim Grover, Michael Jordan's mental performance coach. He's a friend of mine. He says there's a difference between friends and allies. Friends, they're so emotionally invested into you that they don't want to hurt your feelings. So if you're fucking up, they're going to comfort you and give you sympathy and just tell you everything is okay, little Billy. With allies ain't going to put up with that shit. Allies are your friends until you fall off and do some loser shit. And that's the people I like, because I like people that aren't just going to sit there and watch me fuck my life up if I'm falling off or if I'm not accountable for my own actions. And that's the difference between a friend and an ally. Ally's going to tell you when you're fucking up. And the reason why is because they don't want to be associated with motherfuckers that ain't accountable and, doing their best. And I think that that's a more healthy way to go about, the people that I associate myself with. Because there's a lot of people that are afraid to hold themselves accountable or can't even hold themselves accountable. But I'm not the one to sit here and just sympathize and watch somebody go downhill. In fact, I've done that in life. I don't want to get into it too much, but once if you've ever had somebody that's had a really deep drug addiction with a drug that, is very hard to shake, and you watch that drug just eat up their life, and you don't say anything because you're like, oh, they're smiling, they're happy at least when they're doing it. And then one day you find out you're never going to see them again because they didn't wake up. If you've ever been through a situation like that, especially with drugs, that's how I learned this. But if you've ever been through a situation like that and you never get to say something to that person again, you might reconsider, just sympathizing with people, because, that next day, all I could think about to myself is, what if I would have just been able to give that guy just one talk? You know what I'm saying? Just one talk could have impacted that person to not, take his life over addiction and never get to find that out. So, that's the reason why, I prefer to be around people that are allies, not friends, because, when things go downhill, it's important. Sometimes we don't see the big picture when we're the one in the frame. Sometimes when it's our life, we don't see we're fucking up. So that's why it's so important to have people that are not afraid to call you out and create that little bit of static for the better. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I'm going to finish off with this and some of the comments, some of the lessons. And if you got some questions, I don't got here, we'll put up the messages now. So if you got any messages or comments, you can drop them below. But moving forward, when it comes to anybody that I work with, whether it's my programs or somebody that's reaching out, wanting an opportunity at my studio, it always comes down to this. I want to see your character. I want to see how you deal with adversity. I want to see how you deal with pain. I want to see how you deal with pressure. I want to see how you deal with growth, and not just the cool looking side, like, look how much I've grown, but the other side of growth. The growing pains, the hard part, the part that people don't want to show off online. I want to see that. I want to see failure, how you can pick yourself up when you just got knocked out. I want to see, how you carry yourself when, you come into my studio or in one of my programs and you succeed, because certain people, I've been one included, you can get lost in the ego, you can get lost and get real cocky. But these things, your character is how I measure if we're the same kind of breed, if we would work together well. And I can say this, if you're too cheap to invest in yourself, we ain't the same. If you think you know it all, we ain't gonna vibe. If you're a sensitive little vagina, we ain't gonna vibe. If you don't like being organized and claiming income and want to create the possibility of generational wealth for yourself and your fam, we're not the same. I'm not trying to just blow my money every night and tattoo the next day like some other tattooers are. If you're entitled for any reason, we're not a good fit. Or if there's just a constant need, sometimes I reach, people jump into the programs or, apply to the shop and they just challenge everything. It's like they just want to rebel against every fucking thing. That is the biggest liability in any studio. Like, no shop owner wants to be questioned over everything, especially with a system that's already working with a lot of artists killing it. So yeah, if you got any of those, we wouldn't ever work together, not in my online programs, not in my shop, regardless how much you say you want to, right? Moving forward, I just want to give some, I just have some thoughts. So as you can see, I'm looking to the left and right. It's because I got let me show you. I got my iPad right here, reading the comments and the status that I was just talking about. But I just got a couple thoughts on this, and if you got some comments or questions, maybe I can answer those while we're still on, but we're gonna move forward. So really what this dude just wanted was life handed to him, and I don't know what makes people believe that that's how life works, but good God, it doesn't. I know people call me Tattoo Jesus, but I can't save that guy. I don't think anyone can. Another one of my friends, Lee Collins, he's actually a master marketer in the digital marketing space. And he said on the dude's post that he was using guilt and manipulation tactics, like good luck with not helping, and that's an instant no with his business too. Guilt and manipulation tactics by making people feel bad for you. It's just pathetic. Another guy, Justin, says, what a turd, can't even finish down the pot, just a floater. Another marketing master, Shane, he said, he's kind of mocking the guy, but he's like, hey bro, I like your success. Can I have it? I mean, I don't want to work for it. I just want you to give it to me, okay? By the way, if you don't, you're a selfish dick. That was better said than I, Shane. And then we got Kayla here. She says, I will never understand people's mentalities with wanting to be successful, but they don't want to put in the work. Nothing in life is free, especially succeeding. You build your own empire just like you've done. Keep being a badass. Thank you, Kayla. Kevin Kevin says I should ditch tattooing full time and go on into marketing. You know, that's not the first time I've been told that, but I like art, man. And, you know, a funny thing happens when you realize that starving artist is really just a lazy artist. Like, if every artist out there only knew and only put just as much energy into learning marketing as they do what they do on canvas or drawing or painting, and some of them don't even put enough effort into that stuff. Don't get me started on that. But if they're putting, you know, I know many artists that are shop owners and stuff, they're putting so much effort into their artwork. They're great artists, but they just refuse to learn the marketing side because they don't think they need it. Or maybe they just, you know, don't have the humility to, you know, start from ground one and learn something again. I don't know. But, you know, majority of artists don't want to learn marketing, and, you know, unfortunately, they're never going to get what I'm getting until they learn the missing piece of the puzzle. My friend Ed, he actually helped me open the shop. This guy, he loves to troll my posts, but he's like, Miami is lame, Puerto Rico over Miami. He ain't never been to either or of the places, so he cracks me up. Anyway, that's all for this video. After watching this video, well, first off, I appreciate you guys giving me your attention and tuning in for this. If you have any more questions on the topics that we're talking about, drop those in the comment section. I'll get back to those later. Outside of this, I have a couple resources in the links below. There is a free webinar for black and gray portraits. You can check that out down there. I also, through that link, you'll be able to get an ebook for a purchase, or I also have a portrait course, black and gray portrait course from drawing to tattooing, through that link as well. You'll see it in the emails. I also have another link there that you'll see for the Savage Mentorship. The Savage Mentorship is the course that I was explaining through this video. And right now we're doing a little crazy offer where you get, and this is specifically for YouTube people, because I know a lot of YouTube subscribers here, got 10,000 subscribers, 11,000, and I know a lot of you guys are also learning the skill development. And so I wanted to combine, you know, what I'm most passionate about helping and what I know I can help people the best with, which is the marketing, the branding, the, you know, conversation skills, sales skills. So there's those courses, which is, I think there's 5 courses in that. And then there's the portrait course, which is a $500 course. So you're basically getting, I mean, total is like $5,000 worth of courses. But right now there's a special offer through the top link. You can check that out, read what all the course is about. It's a, you know, this is a real investment into your career. It does have a 30-day money back guarantee if you put in the work and you don't get results. But it's not one of those cheap, measly little DVDs that you're gonna see and get shipped in the mail that just, you know, is an artist just saying, here's what I'm doing. Like, this is a real course to help you. Everything in it is step by step, based on, you know, working with people and actually applying those steps. You know, it's not just me recording me doing a tattoo and showing you what I'm doing. That is in there, but it's a lot more in depth as well. In fact, I've said over the last 5 years, the portrait course actually is the only portrait course that I've ever taken. And by the way, I've jumped into Guy Atchison's Reinventing the Tattoo. I've taken every DVD out there. Franco Vescovi's portrait course, Nico Hurtado's, and Roman Abrego's, and not one of them goes through what I call the test portrait. And that is the, you know, that is the single thing that will allow you to develop the confidence to go from drawing portraits to tattooing portraits. Because, you know, even once you can draw portraits, I've met many people that can draw portraits that they just want to learn how to tattoo them. And the fact of the matter is if you learn how to draw them a specific way that I teach through that course, tattooing them becomes next to nothing, because it's the same exact process Plus, I show you the test portrait, which actually solidifies your confidence, or also gives you the kind of the, the time to be able to reflect on, okay, am I ready for this, or should I do some more test portraits? That's the portrait course. Marketing course, if you have any questions, you can see them through the links. There's also my social media, Facebook and Instagram. Tap in there. I'm more active on Instagram and Facebook than I am on the YouTube. Working my way into the YouTube, it's just, sometimes getting people to edit the videos and make them look all fancy isn't my forte. I like to just click the live button and go and just be real and, ramble a little bit, but, just be real. I don't like to do all the edits. So anyway, that's what I got for this video. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Moral of the story, before I get off. So the moral of the story of fucking Krusty the Clown, if you didn't listen to the whole story, go back after this video. But if you, the moral of the story is this. There's a few. Don't be a dumbass, right? Don't reach out and just say, gimme, gimme, gimme to somebody that you don't know and you never gave anything to. I mean, it's going to be a big no. People say that, a closed mouth don't get fed, and that's true. But you know what? Like an open mouth, there's a big difference between an open mouth that gets fed and a panhandler that gets fed. Don't be a fucking panhandler, all right? Bring something to the table, because let's all be honest. I've done a lot of time just sitting around with homeless people in South Beach. There's a lot of them. That's one of the ways that I don't currently donate to any fundraisers or anything, just because I hear that they don't donate all the money to the cause. So I'm kind of skeptical about those things. But, a lot of my work of just giving back, outside of videos and stuff like this and the stuff that I do for my team is, I like to just talk to homeless people and just get a feel for, part of it's a mixture of like, I just want to let you know that you matter and just talk to a human being that probably most people don't talk to. And at the same time, like, I'm genuinely interested in the psychology, because I could never see myself living on the streets, like even settling for that. And, everyone has their story, obviously, but let's be honest. Like, when it comes to two homeless people sitting on the street, one of them just sitting there saying, hey, gimme, 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 versus somebody who, like, for example, I met this one who, he came up to me while I was jump roping on the beach, and he gave me a little bracelet, little red bracelet. He's like, this bracelet I made for you, and it symbolizes strength. You're a strong man, and yada, yada, yada. And he actually didn't even ask for any money, and I didn't give him any money, but just think about that. Like, when you give something, he could have asked me and I probably would have gave him a couple bucks. But sorry about that. But the other guy, he was just asking. He didn't put anything of face value into the conversation. He didn't try to build a relationship of any sort. So that's the biggest, the first thing to understand here is, like, relationship building rapport, and just giving something before asking for something in return helps, you more likely to get something. At the same time, don't go into something just giving to try to get, If you're a good person, you're just giving, cool. Always be straightforward. And the second thing is, don't get defensive when somebody tells you no. Like, it reminds me of a woman. A woman wants to take me out to date. I say, look, I'm too busy. And then they get all offended, don't be a Debbie Diva. And thirdly, if you want to get anywhere extraordinary in your life, we're not even going to call this the tattoo industry anymore, because we broke through the top and we're going to the moon. If you want to get anywhere extraordinary in life with making a good living, the money side, the wealth side, while also doing what you love for a living, because let's be honest, there's a difference between making good money as a software engineer and making good money just doing art on people's skin. Like, that's fucking cool. And I don't think most artists take that to the highest levels like we should, because that's a great life. Like once we figure out, you know, how are we getting in our own way, and how can we make it more consistent? How can we reach that next level? So you'll never go somewhere extraordinary without investing money, time, focus into yourself, and don't be afraid to make a bad investment. Hell, I invested $17,000 a year ago. I had to get a loan. I actually didn't have to get the loan, but I got the loan so I could pay for it flat out and get a better deal from the start. And all that went down to the drain. Seems like I haven't got nothing to show for it. So it's like, you know, you're going to make bad decisions sometimes. You're going to make bad investments, you know, and there's never a way that you could have made a better investment on that. The most important thing is to learn what lessons you can. Try to figure out what you could do better if you did it again, and just chalk that shit up and move forward. You're going to get a lot further than the artist that overthinks everything and tries to make the right moves and doesn't make any because of that. See, because perfectionism is procrastination disguised. Don't get into that. And investing, like, just to explain what I've done, you know, for the last 5-6 years, I've invested, at this point, almost $1 million into my education and knowledge and courses and connections and resources and mastermind groups with marketers and shit. So it's like, and also advertising, you know, wasting money on advertising till I found out the stuff that worked. So it's been a long journey for me, in a way that it's hard to even explain to a tattooer, because most of them don't even start advertising. But that's okay. You know, you got to start somewhere though. And if I was going to recommend anywhere, if you're wanting to learn the business side, the marketing side, how to get more clients, more stability, and focus on the business and the money side of tattooing and your career, there's nothing like the Savage Mentorship course. You can check out the details. And if you have any questions, find me on Instagram or Facebook, and I would be happy to help you answer those questions and see if you're a good fit for the program. But outside of this, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, turn notifications on. I promise when I drop these videos, they're all going to be real. They're all going to be stuff that nobody talks about in this industry on certain topics that actually matter. So, I appreciate y'all, and it's time to get to my workout. So I hope you guys are getting after it too. Have a great Sunday.